We're not gonna play Runeverse this time. We need to observe what's going on with the server and everything, Discord server. Everything else is fluff, unplayable. However, I have to acknowledge. Where's the music, though? God damn it. I have to acknowledge, you can actually challenge a friend. Very good. It says I'm online, but doesn't it supposed to have like the green thing? The green dot, because I'm pretty sure... Oh, you select the deck beforehand? Challenge sent. I don't know, bro. I don't know how that works, to be honest. Only one person found my request. I said it in the video, I said it in the... on the announcement of the video, and I said it in the general chat. Only one person was like, oh, that's a pretty important feature to have. I didn't know if you can challenge a friend, alright? It's the most important thing. To make friends, right? To keep the conversation going, but everyone's uncomfortable. Everyone is like in the corner of the room when the party's going on, or supposed party. I'm a party animal. I'm a goddamn introvert. Or born as such. You can't really call me an introvert anymore. I just have too much knowledge. It's game over on that front. You know, and also I make videos. But people don't really care about acknowledging any of those things. The fact that I keep the server alive, and that I'm a content creator, and I'm pretty smart with card games. None of these things matter at the moment. Except you didn't add me to your friends list and challenged me into a duel. So it's all on you, honestly. But we're gonna dig deeper. Because, you know, they pushed me over the edge and I could get banned. And it's very funny. So there's 3 people, right? Who would call me out as toxic. And this guy is the one that invited me in the game. Again, I made announcement in the chat. If anyone wants, friend request me. And in the video and over here as well. So yeah, it's fine. It's the expectation, honestly, that only a very small majority of people can actually understand and be aware of things that are happening. It's completely fine. Unless I start spamming, then more people gonna be aware. Hopefully. It's just I don't like doing that. That's the real toxicity that, well, it's so weird how the world is upside down, but, you know. It is what it is. Especially, you know, we're gonna get to some juicy arguments. But basically, there's 3 people, and obviously everyone's gonna be like looking into the chat. Oh, you have some toxic conversations with people. Yeah, because that's all they want to talk about. They have full control over the conversation, but they make it toxic and make me uncomfortable. But I am comfortable with being uncomfortable, so I just move forward. And I'm like, well, you want to dig a hole? Let's dig a hole. You're a dog, you're a dog. I mean, you want to dig a hole and throw a bone in there. Congratulations. So, just because I'm aware of things, just because I'm smart, doesn't mean you can just call me out as toxic and just all of a sudden, I'm uncomfortable and I don't feel happy. There's a turn off button. There's ability for you to just move your face off the screen and do something else. There's plenty of grass, unless it's winter season for you and you only see snow, which is the case for me, so I technically myself cannot touch grass for real, but, you know, I created artificial grass. And I will always meme about it. And I will click until I touch it. Almost there, guys. Oh, we touched it. We touched it, guys. It is dreadful, the human condition that people cannot actually talk to each other, but that's understandable. Gamers have actually more likelihood of being able to talk to each other, but also more likelihood of being toxic. Why? Because that's the nature of games. There's plenty of death, kills, and monsters. I mean, that's the theme. And well, this server turned into anarchy very quickly, simply because there's no oversight. Also, funny enough, you see this notification. It's a blocked message. I hate when this happens. Well, I hate the idea that blocked messages give you notifications. What Discord? Discord was. Did you double checked on things? Yeah, everything has flaws. It's ridiculous. But this one is like kind of unacceptable. Because I want to ignore the person. I don't want to see the notification pop up. Obviously, I muted the server. I can't stand replying to everything, which I tend to do. Read everything, reply to everything. Yet, again, no one really acknowledges that I'm a content creator. I'm a smart dude, and I reply to everyone and keep the conversation. No one knows. When they first would receive gold, they would be like, "Oh, why are you giving me this?" And I'm like, "Well, it's important, clearly. I'm trying to give you something." And it's like, well, I don't need it. And I'm like, "Well, you have some space in your somewhere, in your storage. Just keep it. Alright?" Literally giving them gold, probably worth thousands of money in the future. Not right now. Because conversations are now gold in the future. I just realized I can see the future. It's like, well, this is a very difficult thing for people to have, but very necessary too. And very, very necessary so the other side, which is not me, actually makes the conversation somewhat manageable and positive of an experience. And if you cannot do that, if you prove yourself to be toxic and you have no shame, you have to be stopped. I'm sorry, bro. And that's probably the world of gaming. Like, these are shameless people because, oh, look, I can have a conversation whenever I want. It's so easy. I don't even have to care. Yeah, but you have to take care of yourself. You can be a good gamer. You can play against me, the card games. But the fact is, people don't even know they can actually add me to the friends list and challenge me. Maybe I'll accept the challenge. Probably not, but that's the fun of it. All right. There should be at least a start. Just like you see a YouTube channel, you like it or dislike it. If it makes you emotional, subscribe. If you stick around for long enough, maybe you will understand what to do with it. All right. Maybe you'll understand how to react properly. Subscribe to something that makes you emotional. Attach yourself. Solve that problem. Alright, start a conversation. Because being emotional is being alive. That's pretty cool. So, the whole thing starts here. Again, there's 3 people in particular. This guy is a newbie, but he's not really a newbie when it comes to conversations either. Because, they're really dark people. Like, and this is probably not a coincidence that they're gamers too all of a sudden. It's like, fantastic. So we have Riot, which is negative word. We have this nonsense, probably the name of a demon with the zombie avatar, fantastic. This Riot guy spams skulls, which is fantastic. You don't want to have this behavior in real world scenario, which is, the server. You don't want to have this kind of behavior. It's also a courtesy for anyone who will play my games, or the game, the ultimate button clicker, which will keep improving. I will not stop here. Alright, and if people don't find this entertaining as it is, I mean, it's your problem, not mine. You didn't talk about that one. You talked about all kinds of things. So, I got criticism for thinking that this is an actually good Hearthstone clone, and the fact that, well, my videos suck or something. I mean, I know they are weird, unusual, but, and make people feel weird. Don't have to feel negative. It's up to you how you consume the video. You're negative if you're starting to point out. I'm not flooding. The whole point. I have received this message, and it's very satisfying that it comes from the girl. It's like, oh, I don't see a problem with you. You're not flooding the chat. It's like, I can handle this. It's fine. Alright, so if you have nothing positive to say about effort, I would rather stay away. Alright, effort is actually one of the most valuable things in life, and criticizing other people's effort, you better put some effort into that yourself, and make sure you actually have authority. Otherwise, I would stay away from that stuff. Alright, that's the nastiest, that's the most, trigger happy nonsense you can do. And this is what most people tend to do. I mean, it's completely normal right now. It's just, I'm giving these guys a chance to experience something completely new. Potentially, I'm keeping the whole server alive to begin with. I mean, and they just don't know it, because it would be completely different if I was not a parent. I mean, I wasn't a parent here, and these guys started talking to each other of, like, absolute nothing that you could understand between each other. So it's like, if you talking between yourselves and no one would be able to understand that, just go to DMs. It's fine. Alright? Just go to DMs. So, that's what I say. You know. F in DMs, guys. But that's not what started the drama, which is fantastic, because probably these guys were not that triggered by that stuff. What started the drama is actually, a little bit of a caps lock action. When I became emotional, and apparently I don't have the right to be emotional. Excuse me? Is there some kind of hidden credit score that I can't reach to? It's in the goddamn bug section. Alright? I don't think you want to keep the drama in the bug section. I mean, it is so weird. It is so weird to do that. The bug section. So this guy just flooded some drama here, which is, it's like, misusing a channel is pretty goddamn bad mistake to make. I'm so sorry, bro. That is way higher level of importance to not misuse the channel for what it's, made for. But he's, he can't help himself. He's just reacting to my comments. What I'm reacting to is something that technically is not a bug. Is wait time working as intended? Well, there's not enough people in the game. And this guy is trying to queue in for an hour, which is the most, I mean, by far the most desperate thing I've ever seen. Like, this is not even a good game. And this guy desperately tries to queue in. I just die inside looking at this, so that's what made me emotional. This is what started the whole thing. And these are people that can't be helped. All right, normies cannot be helped. They only change in accordance to an absolute threat to their lives. It's the only time they really change. You know, except if you push the right buttons, they will feel threatened because they will feel empowered, as if, oh, you can get banned. You know, you said something that you can get banned for. If they can rip you apart, destroy you and your reputation, of course normies are going to do whatever it takes. If they had a button to a nuclear weapon, and they knew they would destroy entire cities, they would fucking press. They don't give a fuck, bro. Press that button. Press it. They don't give a fuck, bro. And honestly, it would be crazy experiment. It's like, well, yeah, but it's so unbelievable, right? Like no one's gonna give you a. But you know, there's the most famous experiment of like giving increasingly higher dose of shock to people who you don't know, complete strangers, but on the other side of the wall who just scream in pain. But it's like, well, authority tells me to click the button, but it's a different one. All right, it's a different kind of experiment where you don't like the person behind the wall. They insult you in some spectacular ways that feels insulting, but in my case, I'm not trying to insult anyone. I'm trying to help and understand the situation. I'm trying to be the smart person in the room, you know. And, well, if there's a bunch of children crying and kicking and screaming, I mean, all sorts of reactions that very unjustifiably rude to me, because I don't try to make it about myself, you know. I don't see a problem within myself. I specifically react to this, and I don't want to feed the drama, but this person called me a toxic cunt all the time, shrugging himself. There's nothing bad with what I said, but this guy, who actually genuinely upset about a problem, definitely a toxic cunt. This is the level that we're dealing with right now with normies. I mean, like, oh, wow. You're trigger happy just like that. Alright, so, you know, they try psychological tricks. The first thing they do is try their tricks. It's like, okay, this doesn't work, this button doesn't work, this doesn't hurt you, this doesn't hurt you. Oh shit, I'm running out of buttons, man. Can someone press the ban button, please? Please, faster? How long do I have to? This game is broken because there's a person that I want to be banned and I can't ban him. Alright, my buttons don't work. I cannot hurt him. You know. These people should go to prison. I mean, just straight up. Gamers, no gamers, you have life, no life. Prison. Just to give you a taste of what it's like to not be able to press buttons anymore. Alright, not be able to be in reality anymore. Realize how heartbroken you're gonna be to not be able to do your regular things, regular routine. If prisons were like quickly grabbing you in and just dumping you in there, I mean, and they could take care of you, but detach you from all the things. It's just the greatest way to force people to touch grass at this point. I will move on with my life. I don't need this. In particular, this game. But I definitely need conversations like that. And if gamers are the only ones who are toxic enough, which is, you know, these people, I actually understand anarchy a little bit better than most people. So they're willing to talk, but they talk in their own, you know, nonsense language, you know. Because, like, it's definitely a gamer avatar right there. but it's also a mushroom, and it's potentially toxic. We don't know what this mushroom is made out of. Psychedelics, man? Is that what I'm gonna be consuming? We don't know. This guy is way more likely to be toxic just from the avatar and the name alone, which is now a weird combination of things, referring to crack, but then crank. But then, why is the K highlighted? He never introduces himself. My name is just a name, technically. It is made out of 2 words, fantastic words, which is a spiritual teacher and the next, because obviously Guru is always going to be taken, so I have to attach something that would be somewhat meaningful, and honestly, it served me wonders, and I will keep this name forever. You know, but other people like that, they have to change a lot of things about themselves, or they can just remain normies and live a normal life, which is very boring and something I don't really respect. And just because you feel bad, unfortunately, does not mean that I'm the one that caused the whole thing. If I'm talking about real things that are happening, if I'm aware of what is happening, obviously I'm not aware, because they will keep on looking for buttons to press that would actually deal damage to my, existence. Because that's the first thing they would think when someone is telling the truth, is like, how do I get rid of this guy permanently from my life so he never ever speaks? What do I do? Which button do I press? Like, if you doing that, isn't that the most toxic and violent behavior you could actually ever turn into a principle in your life? But this is a principle. The violence is a principle that everyone has on the internet because they can get away with it, but not really. Alright? On the internet, rules are a little bit different. You better have fun on the internet. You better entertain yourself, and even better if you educate yourself. Alright, which is why this video is so important. And obviously I will thank Runeverse for allowing this to happen. It's very difficult to tap into the gaming communities where people actually are hopeful that, you have important things to say to some extent, but you're also very much willing to just play the game and detach from reality at the same time. No one really wants to detach from reality completely, right? Yeah, that's a wishful thinking. Normies do all sorts of things, okay? Just like porn industry exists, so does the normie industry of doing the most terrible things to themselves you can possibly imagine. So, this is where it all starts. Stop waiting for hours. Don't be crazy. I try to fluff the whole thing so it doesn't trigger anyone, but this guy just decided to trigger himself and attack me instead. It's like, I didn't press the button to anyone. This is something I've seen time and time again. This is unacceptable behavior. Again, you can't just leave the game in the background and pretend that it's gonna be fine, alright? I'm just gonna play the game whenever it just comes up, If you leave something in the background, if you're willing to do that, you're screwed in life in general. If you have a principle like that, you just allow something to happen eventually at random, and you're completely out of control when that happens. I'm sorry, bro. That hour that he has spent, half of his mind has been dedicated to hoping that something will happen soon. Alright, you still have to be on your toes and prepared. It's like being in the war zone. I mean, you're fully dedicated to the war zone, but half of you has to wait, and half of you has to be always prepared, so you can't even sleep calmly. Alright? It is not something I would recommend people to live by. Alright, this is not a normal life. To put something in the background and then start hoping you will bump into someone. The best way to do this stuff, as observed, is by challenging people. Alright, making friends in the server. That's probably, and honestly, it scares the shit out of me, probably the intended reality of the game. You have to challenge other people, you have to create your own games. This is the only feature that actually works. Everything else is garbage. Even the authorities are kind of stepping aside and allowing anarchy to manifest, which is fantastic. I have to give them the credit that potentially this is all fucking planned somehow, some way. Alright, and they can just take credit for it, and I wouldn't be mad too much, but give me some credit back. Alright? Yeah. Or just give me the whole game. I'll take that one too. Just the source code. I don't need to actually own it. Oh, I am surely toxic without a reason. Fantastic. And I am definitely loved back while I'm toxic, so it's very easy being toxic. Obviously, the first thing I did is not reply here, but also reply to this guy in private. Because he attacked a scream, so he wanted some scream for himself. And he shared it to the rest of the world. I mean, in the end... What? Oh. Please don't be the... Okay. Well, congratulations on pressing another button. You know. I found a button. Technically, this guy's just trashing everything, which is very rude, and I'll let this guy know. Rude. Cool, but quite rude, actually, to call... to give trash vibes. But people don't... These are gamers we're talking about, okay? Technically, you can condition a gamer and why they're dangerous. You can condition a gamer into doing violent acts as long as you let them feel like they're in the game, right? So if they're just sleepwalking with a gun, like, honestly, and they're under mind control... Honestly, gamers are the most suicidal, dangerous pieces of shit you could ever imagine. Maybe card game enthusiasts would have a little bit of a principle where they have to activate a dragon card before they can attack. But everyone else, I don't know if they have hope in their lives. For their lives, it's quite fascinating. Oh, there's more stuff that I actually missed. Let's react to it. So again, there's these three people. The Crank, this zombie dude, well, let's call him the Mushroom, the Zombie Boy, and the Riot, the Angry Chicken. Alright. Very valuable people to our community, absolutely. If there was a little bit more pressure, these guys would probably fall off very quickly. Alright, if there was a community of 100 people and, like, solid, pretty active, these kind of people will just fall off. I mean, you have to be toxic enough to be quick to jump on a game like this and still remain on it. Alright. I pinged this guy because his name was Beg, so, obviously I had to say more things, and more things, there was more toxic nonsense-ish. this guy is trying his best to get me banned and say that, oh, this was the rule of Discord to not make threats of violence or threaten to harm others. But technically, trying to press every single button imaginable is very much the threat of violating my freedoms and my ability to speak and express myself and all these things. And he started the attack himself, and now he just keeps on piling on. It's like, please ban this guy, please commit violence for me, you know? Because it will destroy every single message I have made. It would make render this video completely useless past the point that I get banned if I cannot actually show what's going on. Everyone would be happy, obviously, for doing the bad thing of getting rid of a person in their community, which is like the only time that actually happens if they're starving and they're zombies and they get rid of a person in their community because they eat one. I mean, the only time that actually makes sense is just monsters consuming each other. That's the only time it happens. Usually communities tend to grow and not kick anyone out. I'm just on Overwatch. I just say what the fuck is going on, and you can't touch me, because even if I get kicked out of the community, I'll declare war, and your community's not gonna get smaller, alright? Your community is gonna get infiltrated, butt-fucked, exploding, get viral eventually. All sorts of things an influencer can do, and it will happen because the moment I get banned, I will declare war, because I simply cannot directly influence this amazing community that's full of shit. You know, there's no person that I respect. I respect them being able to have a conversation, but I don't respect them attacking me constantly for showing to the world that they're capable of conversation. I'm not going to show every single conversation here. Again, this is the only time I use the loudspeaker again. Just ban this guy, because he's literally asking me to get banned. It's like, if you're asking for someone to do something, maybe do it yourself. It's just kind of that simple. And then he's like, oh wow, let me rephrase what I feel the rule means. Alright, the rule of violence and doxing and, you know, that sort of stuff. There's ways to, you know, commit violence on the internet, but like by attacking my computer or the services that I get. And I don't do none of these things. I'm a very honorable person. So, you are implying my life, privacy, happiness will be in danger. And when I said, how am I doing that? I'm done feeding the troll. Oh, I just needed some evidence. It would have been very interesting. Because all he does, you know, he just kind of dumps, just tries to combine as like alchemy, right? Oh, let me do a little bit of this, a little bit of this, maybe it's gonna work out, maybe it's gonna be treated as violence, blah, blah, blah. Honestly, I would suggest just banning these people. Just straight up banning. Re-releasing the game when it's actually ready, and then we can talk. Alright, then I can start making real content with real people who are not, who understand what's gonna happen if they keep reiterating nonsense. I mean, at least I could point the finger at, like, what happened. And it's like pending doom for them. It's not a button. It's not for me to decide who gets banned in the end. Alright, but I can at least point a finger to the people into the graves. So the best thing that could happen for me, obviously, is the opposite. That would normally happen is me getting banned, which is, I got banned from many servers. I think 8 servers already. It's the easiest solution for people to make. If there's a smart guy in the room, we don't want scams to be exposed, so we have to ban the smart guy. The smart guy is going to retaliate, however. I will declare war immediately, and eventually you will start seeing the consequences of that, because I will be feeding the trolls. I like trolls. I will send trolls where they have to go. It's just that simple. I have the power to control trolls. Control trolls. It's fascinating. Controls, my friends. The things we... oh, you want to say something? Well, can't wait to hear it. And then we just bury Crank, the mushroom, because he has blocked me, and I said my piece. I said one of the most powerful things. He'll be able to use that in conversations for sure. I gave him the weapon that he can use. All you have to do for that to happen is appreciate what I've done. You know, don't despise me, because you won't be able to handle the weapons if you despise what it represents. But if you appreciate, you'll be able to defend yourself and no longer be an average normie. You're going to be slightly above average. Very, very slightly. I mean, just holding a weapon is not going to make you on top of the world, but if you're a normie and you're slightly above average, you can fucking monetize the shit out of that. Alright, you can start appearing in people's videos and start boasting about things, start making weird friendships, and triggering people basically for free. Use those resources as well as you want. I can't actually get benefits from this stuff. Alright, whatever I'm doing, like people want to treat me as a normie, but I'm just not it. Alright, I'm not it. You have to identify people properly. I understand it's very difficult for people to do, but I'm not a normie. Alright, I actually am trying to survive. And people who try to keep on trying to survive, keep on being a little bit pressured, you don't want to mess with those people. I'm sorry, bro. You're gonna be utterly destroyed, not only after you attack effort, but you attack desperation. If you see desperation, stay the fuck away from that. Or try to at least identify desperation, because desperation is absolute doom. Alright? It's playing Doom in real life. You're doomed, but you get to play something that will rip your limbs off eventually. You don't attack desperation. Alright? I don't even want to describe it because it's really bad vibes. I don't think I can even survive the idea of attacking a desperate person. You don't want to know. You don't want to know what happens. I'm technically a desperate, conscious person that is not willing to commit violence directly. I will definitely do it against violent people. I will point their own weaponry against them. If you use psychological tricks, congratulations, you just allowed psychological tricks backwards to yourself. I just feel like you allowed yourself to do certain things. So here's the simple evidence. One sentence is all it takes. And he kept, reiterating this nonsense, right? He's like, oh, I'm definitely on the right, and he's definitely gonna get banned. He just feels on top of the world, basically. The mushroom. Of the mushroom kingdom, I guess. You just stomp it. Probably just eat it and you grow. And honestly, that's not a vibe that you want to have on your avatar. When someone eats you, they grow. I mean, I want to grow. Maybe my penis grows. Nah, my penis is pretty useless. But maybe I grow as a person. My ego grows. The most likely scenario. terrible vibes, but, like, I'll take that. You know, I kill a zombie, my ego grows. I stop the riot, my ego grows. And he always riots with the skull thing. It's like, he knows what he's doing. His whole identity is about that. He doesn't use any other emojis. So there's these 3 toxic-ass people who think they're on top of the world because they have them numbers. They can convince the authorities. Be like, there's 3 of us and there's 1 of him and he has to be banned. Would you ban a U.S. president if there's 3 of you and 1 U.S. president? Would you, run over a U.S. president with that special little thing where you gotta kill 5 people or 1 person, but you actually have to push the lever to kill 1 person, otherwise 5 people die naturally. Alright, naturally. I would choose nature over trying to change things when the bad things are about to happen. This is actually one of the most hidden principles ever. If bad things are gonna happen, just let nature handle it. I can't control what the authorities are gonna decide. I'll just let it happen. Alright? I'll let it happen. I will live my life peacefully past this nonsense. I have highlighted all the things, I expressed all the things, all the nonsense that these people have done, pretty much. This is something I have not read, so let me see if it triggers me further. Alright? But let's do the click the button thing. Just to chill. All of us. I'm forcing you to experience this. I think this is enough. Then I drain my thing. We split in half the cake. I could have just split in half properly, but it was already an hour of pinging. So that's cool. Fantastic. So, deep down in their hearts, they know what they're doing. Mostly. Is just, they love pressing buttons. So much more than actually expressing any positive emotions. It's like the moment I transcend, they're gonna be like, oh, proud fathers. Or whatever. Whatever cringe you can come up with. I'm sure, dude. I'm sure they're gonna remember me. The only thing that really existed on this server to begin with. I mean, Raren didn't chose to stick around, obviously. Oh, Drame. He always misspells things, and it's so cringe because if you're talking about drama and you're misspelling things, it's very likely you don't understand most of the things, and every time you make a misspell, that word gets corrupted. It has a new kind of meaning, alright? And he chooses to misspell specifically drama. And usually zombies are that kind, alright? They use subliminal nonsense to make you focus on certain things, or make you feel certain things, and this is like, or sometimes to avoid, responsibilities or, that sort of stuff. Consequences. Because it's like, oh, I didn't say drama, I said drame, in case I'm about to die because of that. Well, yeah, I don't think that's how it works. So, it's very convenient for this guy. Like, it's the most hot topic word. Drame. This guy, again, does it very often, so I can't say that this is a coincidence, because you keep doing it. You don't shut the fuck up. So that's his toxicity in a way, but he's way more toxic. He tried every single button you can imagine. He knows what he's doing. He's probably next level toxic, basically, to a higher level toxic, which is fantastic. Because, he actually invited me to the friends list. He called me young. I guess. So if you're old and toxic, you higher level toxic, alright? You still survived with your toxicity and weird things that you want from life that are I don't think are worth pursuing, but cool for you. So let me read all of this stuff so I am up to date. Because I skipped this one. I also skipped the brick that he threw at me. All right, we can read this one. Also, he shows a porn star. He almost destroyed this video, with this alone, because I probably would have not been aware. You can destroy the chat like this. And I gave him CC, but like probably he required Selena, but like if someone is higher level, I'm actually willing to lower my power level just to make it even more painful when you're infantile. Oh my god. I miss infantile. At threatening me online will have no effect. Oh, I definitely threatened you. That's definitely what happened. All that's gonna happen is you're gonna lose my respect. Alright? And then bad things start happening when you lose respect of people who, become famous eventually. That sort of stuff is not looked lightly. You start looking like food to the people who have hurt me in any way, in any capacity. Alright? Once I transcend and people like me and I'm like, well, I hate these people, and you're gonna have a terrible life online. Not because of me. No, it's not gonna be my choice. That's just what people tend to do. It just tells me where you might be at. Oh, very interested in analyzing things. Absolutely. At an emotional maturity level. Oh, he's actually evaluating emotional maturity levels. Fantastic. You seems emotionally damaged. Oh, yes, misspelled damage. So he gets away again with whatever backlash I might throw. Is like, well, not, yeah, it's like stuttering, because the word is like crazy bad. And somewhat alone. Oh, wow. Yes, if you stand out, of course you're alone because you cannot relate to anyone. That's completely normal behavior, I would say. You can still call me normie. You just would never understand my level anyways. So, if they respected me, technically I am normal all of a sudden. The light shines in the darkness all of a sudden. And I'm like, well, I'm bigger boy than you, but, well, you accepted me into your community. It's like racism in real time. Alright? In real time, actual racism. Where it's like, oh, this guy's doing more than anyone else. I don't like him. Like, if the real attack on a person is when he's just better than you, and now you're trying to use every single weapon you can possibly get your hands on. I gave this guy 7 days to clean up the nonsense. I did said I like flesh to trigger him. Ignore that part. Alright? It's probably the only triggering part, but we're both gamers, and this guy is a zombie, and I like zombie flesh, in Minecraft. Let's say it that way. Trying to force a connection through drama and insults. Not my choice necessarily. I just retaliate to nonsense. If people were respectful to me, I would be respectful back, but nobody actually tries that, because it would ruin their hearts. If they attach to anything whatsoever besides a game that doesn't even work. I mean, it's pathetic attempt. Obviously, these people are run by the taste of like, oh, this game is gonna blow up eventually. There's gonna be a big community. I don't know, bro. I thought global warming would mean less snowflakes. Unfortunately, not. But fun game, by the way. A few broken things. Last resort, man. He really likes walking around. I mean, you identify when you look at normies like literally monsters in the internet world, and maybe don't be a monster on the internet. Again, use internet to the maximum extent, and being a monster is gonna just get you hunted and destroyed. All right, you're lucky. This is anarchy. This is not under my control. If I control this, you insult me. You probably wouldn't want to do that, obviously, for obvious reasons. But you insult me, or insult me in disguise. I will always have a disguised toast in the server. Someone that is there a little bit dramatic, but I respect him so much that if he gets insulted too, I damage you on the server. I put you on the cross. I don't ban people. I like, flipping them upside down to see what happens. Because I'm sure fun things would start happening, if they view a world from a different perspective. It is that simple. Alright, so every time I get close to getting banned, I mean, it's quite amazing insights you can draw from that. And this is extra juicy, obviously. Extra juicy. I thought all the snowflakes, it's like... Oh yeah, it's like, what is that? David Dobrik saying it might trigger some survivors in his apology video. I'm not a survivor. I'm a shadow person and ridiculously dangerous. Obviously, he directed this nonsense towards me. Maybe I take it too personal, but that's my way of handling things. Okay, I don't take vibes as if they're there to be glued together some indirect way. It's your fault, man. You're just stitching nonsense together. All right, this thing stacks, and you can't just look at this whole thing in a twisted way. I can't do that. It's too difficult for me personally. Alright, so since this is such nonsense, I have to just read it out loud, react to it. So, and it seems to be moving on to you. Wow. It was said patch was delayed. Do we have any indication yet? Oh no. He wants the patch. There is indication, more weeks, infinity. And usually, if you look at other games, when the delay happens, it's pretty long delay. And if someone actually leaves the team, the delay is pretty goddamn long, man. Or indefinite. They might just run out of funds and money and reasons to actually develop the game anymore. This is what usually happens. Alright? So these guys, if they respected me, they would learn that very quickly, because I have experience on this matter. That you should not be positive. At the very least, you should not be positive and hoping and waiting for the patch. The best thing you can do is make friends, battle each other in some fun ways. I could make content out of that. Congratulations, everyone's happy. People might be attracted to the game, and we would play a game in a completely different fashion than usually you get to play card games. But these people don't realize that, and they just want to appreciate the drama part because they have never really experienced real life before in that fashion. I've been kind of waiting with a bated breath to test out any new changes. There's still plenty of things to test out, don't worry about it. Unless you already scraped the bottom of the barrel. Without friends. Haven't looked, but might give it a proper search today. Well, a quick search shown. No info on release date. Huh. Wow. More waiting then. Yeah, so well, congratulations, they moved on from the drama, that's cool. Except they're wrong, and, there's still stuff to talk about. But, it's just so much nonsense. I will never ask to be banned. I can, just take a step back. If someone asks me to take a step back, I'll take a step back. It's not that difficult. I will not talk for a moment. You can put me in a corner. You can put me in a timeout for a day, for a week. Pretty cringe for a week, because when you put a person in a timeout, what happens? The gossip channel appears out of nowhere. People start talking about you for no fucking reason. And that is unbearable. And also, you want to defend yourself, but you can't. That's the problem. Alright? That's why people talk about you if you're in a timeout. Which is why I don't encourage long timeouts. I would allow to see what happens for a day. Because I can do other things for a day. I don't care. I can leave this up to them to decide what is going to be the last messages they conclude their conversation with. Or they will start fighting with each other. There's so many things you can do. And that's the magic of having a Discord channel attached to anything. A YouTube channel, a game, even a game that sucks balls. Alright, but still has hope to eventually exist one day. Still can have a pretty interesting conclusion here. So that's kind of what I've been waiting for the whole time. The ultimate meltdown. It's not really it yet, because if the authority just came down, it would look at it and be like, oh, this guy's being toxic again, but I don't care. Because not everyone is complaining about it and whatnot. It's like, whatever. It's fine. He's just being him. And because it's so easy to identify me, you can just put me on a block. You can block my messages if they're that annoying. He made it to 10. And that's it. So sad. I cut the apple in half. Fantastic. Who do I give the other half of the apple? My mom, obviously. That's the only person I know. I don't know any people right now, to be honest. We're the survivors here. Alright? I could have used the fire to, oh, it's warmer now. But, yeah. He just went on deeper into nonsense. So I'm like, well, I don't like your vibes. And then keeps on throwing more crappy vibes. So all of a sudden you would... And he's like, oh, former Hearthstone coach. Military trained. Fantastic. I'm sure you also were military trained of how to talk to people. Less snowflakes. Definitely military lingo right there. Snowflakes, alright? He would just die inside if he started drama with me. Because the only thing he can do is just shoot me in the fucking face, right? Find me and shoot me. declare war on my entire country, which is Europe, by the way. So maybe don't declare war on European Union, itself, because that's kind of the whole point. But it is what it is, man. People want to press buttons. They're gamers. Don't touch them. Alright, let them live in their own world. Let the world turn into chaos, and they will not know what to do. Like, whatsoever. They will have absolutely zero solutions, because gaming does not give solutions. Gaming gives reference points, alright, to a lot of interesting concepts, alright? But if you don't actually fully understand and appreciate those concepts, they're just a blur to most people. Most people have not had their, vision cured. Actual vision. They need a little bit of a Mr. Beast. Alright, so my video is over, but you can watch some Mr. Beast stuff, and I'm sure it's where the rabbit hole begins, You just must, again, every gamer must understand everything matters. Every single move matters. Every single move you make in the game, every single card sometimes matters that you play. If you make it so, you can blur your vision, it's fine. It's just other people will pick up on these things if they start caring, and you might not like the conclusions they make about you. Mostly, when I look into the gaming content, I don't want to hear the words kill or we're about to die, guys. We're dying. Mostly kill is the trigger word of the gaming community. I just don't like it whatsoever. Here was my conclusion. This was me just introducing reality to them. This is touch grass moment. I should honestly label it as such. Green heart, touch grass. So here was my conclusion. Wow, guys, trying so hard to pet yourselves. Basically, I'm referring to this guy, who actually didn't attack me directly, so that's cool. Runeverse community being toxic AF with like 10 people. And obviously everyone is like, oh, this guy is to blame. Pointing fingers immediately. Immediately. Only one person. And it's like, yes, it's not very direct, but we know what we're talking about. Alright? We're not idiots here. Are they playing games still to this point? But they can't help themselves. It's like, well, I'm gonna make it so obvious. I only gonna give you that one choice of one person. You can only choose one person that's being toxic, being sus right now. Everyone's pretty sus. Alright, this not Among Us. Alright, I come down and I look at suspects, basically. List of suspects. Who is gonna murder someone first? I have to stop all of them from doing stupid shit like that. Alright? Who is gonna become this agent of that just starts consuming people non-stop? Maybe even without them realizing that for a long time. 1 out of 10 people are toxic. There is evidence to support it. Let's choose one. Alright, let's choose one. Alright. Alright. I will stay back until you choose one person who is toxic. Obviously, it's not me because there's no evidence, but you said it yourselves. So, vote one sus person out. There's Good luck. Alright. Good luck. Keep trying to vote one person out. Let's see if it solves the problem. Obviously, it's like it's funny. It's funny. It's just like the problem is, all right. The problem is this whole scenario is just wrong. All right. Oh, new message. Congratulations. All right. Good start, but maybe try again. Screw this drama. Pick the best card. Oh, okay. Pick the best card. Fantastic. New card suggestions. There's 7. Infinite energy. The last one is probably the best one. Your mana cannot go under what? That's garbage. He really wants me to, care about his dumb cards. But it is what it is. Give other twin recruits this minion's buff and equipment. What? Oh, okay. Other twin. All other twin. What? It's kind of lame, dude. The reason why I don't do this stuff, alright, I only fill the well if it requires water. I don't overflow. You can do like 1 card a day, maybe, it's fine. It has to be like really, really good. It's best to do 1 good thing a day than tons of shitty things. I know it seems hypocritical for me while I record my entire life, but technically I'm not doing anything. I'm just reacting. Alright, and people actually need this stuff. People need a lot of water. Alright, in the well. It's just endless well requiring a lot of water. So for me, I can allow myself to do infinite, but this is not what is required. Nobody asked him to do this stuff whatsoever. I need to record my life for myself. I need to survive. I'm desperate. I'm trying whatever works. This is not desperation. This is just lame. Frontline commander. Obviously, I would take that one if it doesn't suck. A hero gains 3 attack, but all taunt minions are silenced until the end. All taunt minions, though. I'll take that one. You can burn the rest, unless I change my mind. Just burn them. Alright. A target card in your hand gains ambush. I can probably unblock this guy. Yeah, he's done spamming. I just don't like him spamming numbers. It's pretty bad. Oh, he still spams cards. This a water figure. Until the start of your next turn, all gain this. I don't like ambush as a mechanic whatsoever. Also, I mean, he's trying his best, but it's ugly. Alright. He needs emojis to represent mana and the name. Rarity is not even that important. Rarity is going to be decided in other ways based on how complicated the card is. You don't really get to decide that easily. Target card in your hand gains ambush. It's a cool little thing. I just don't like ambush as a mechanic whatsoever. I don't know. Why do you like ambush so much? It's so lame. You have to float mana. Technically, it's a cool mechanic because you're floating mana and your opponent sees that, but then they will not attack, which is reminiscent of Elder Scrolls Legends rune system, where you float enough mana to trigger your opponent not to attack. It's kind of funny, I'm not gonna lie. I still don't like it though. Maybe he will convince me otherwise. Obviously not, because he doesn't like drama. This minion can equip two. Oh my god, he can equip the sword and the shield! Congratulations! They cost 2 less. A 3/3. I would do the mana cost and the stats first. The name doesn't really matter. I would not care about. I don't know. Minion and spell could also be emojis of their own. Gain 3 mana. The next card you play costs 0, but is discarded instead of being played. What? Just what? Well, I mean, you should just say gain 3 mana, discard a card. It's like, what? Like, what is the point of all this text? If it only discards a card. And you take 7 damage, but you create a taunty boy. It's a pretty big taunt. It can project a lot of tempo cards. I would probably consider this card. But it says Dying Soldier, and we don't like that sort of vibe. Alright. Alright, so we looked into all the cards. I took care of my community. Alright. See you guys next time. I don't know if there's gonna be a next time. Actually, let's do one more thing. Let's actually make the card happen. Alright. Frontline Commander. 3 mana nonsense. But it's a spell, dude. Why is this a spell? Wait, there's... Also, do you permanently get 3 attack? It's so lame if it's not permanent. Because if so, then it should just be a rune. Like, what? Why not make it a rune? It's like so lame. Taunt minion. Silence is the weird thing. Minions can't have taunt, basically. And you have 3 attack. That would be fantastic, but this is absolute. I could react to every single card. I have my super react buttons and stuff like that. Or I could show him how to do it. Alright, so let's take this card. Let's take this card. Here's a gem. 3 is going to be a highlighted number. We can't really do this like that. We have to do this here because it replaces the emoji. So we're gonna remix the whole thing. Whatever. Fucking Empire of Wall. At least I have the thing open. And honestly, it would suck if I didn't. So I don't know which color is it. White. Alright. That's white. White circle. Rune. No rarity needed. Has 3 attack. Second line says minions can't have taunt. Passive rune. Here you go. Here's how to do it nicely. There you go. I could probably do this and be like, here you go. And even this can be turned into emoji, but we don't have to worry about it because I think the server itself has to have emojis in this case. All right. That's the name. Now with the stats, it would be weird, but maybe he can figure it out for himself. I don't know. Probably this could go here in front of everything. I don't know how to order it, but it's the nice version, not a perfect version. All right. See you guys next time. All right. I show you that I can be nice. Someone is desperate for my attention. All they gave me is K, but I hope he doesn't work for the clan. But it's fine. He's gonna type in another K. Please don't type a third K, because that's weird. Just in case, just a common courtesy, man. Third K in a row, man. Oh, that's interesting. I think rune names could feel like titles, actually. So there's nothing like shameful about the name that you would have to force it into a rune. Titles, I mean, even like runes could be changed into banners entirely, where you're holding a flag. Because holding a rune is like, it's kind of cringe. It's like, why can I only hold one rune, right? But if you hold, it'd be way cooler if your hero holds a flag instead of a rune. Sure, but everything is changeable, especially in early stages. Thanks for your effort. It's probably the first time I'm thanking someone, but you know, their effort is absolute garbage. It's just, I picked a thing, I improved it, I did something. Again, it is his way of doing conversation, which is, you never know if it means something more. You know, despite him screwing the drum and all that stuff. Also, it's hard to tell when people are playing Classic or playing Sea Brawl. Which one is it? What's going on? I still don't know. But it feels like this guy is talking about real cards, alright? Something I can actually understand. But yeah, you never know, man. You just never know. Ambush could... Because I will never really play Sea Brawl. It probably has the same problems. Maybe it has bots, though. I don't care, bro. If I'm not willing to play a Hearthstone Battlegrounds, I'm not gonna play Sea Brawl. It's even worse. I did try Hearthstone Battlegrounds at some point, but it could be a video. I just want to have enough friends so we could play together. That would be super basic stuff. Anyways, I think that's it. I think we're done all the work. Thank you guys for watching the 4th video about Runeverse. And it matters, alright, that you guys fix your things yourselves, because the authorities need to come back after whatever nonsense happened to them, and they have to be able to relax instead of be like, oh, which one do I ban right now? Who's the most toxic? Just a lot of problems, right? This is a good reason why I just pick the sus person, vote him out. It can't be me. It can't be me unless you find evidence, because I'm a reasonable person. It's just that simple. Alright. Why is it so different? It's quite an interesting idea, right? Why is it so different that I get to get away, technically, but they have to vote one person out? Why would it be fair? First of all, I just created a narrative. They can start attacking the narrative, which is very likely to happen, and kind of just did. What did you... What did I just say? I didn't... Oh. I'm gonna steer this argument from this dumpster fire for now. What is the most overpowered? No. I don't care. He tried. He tried his best. Alright. Yeah, that's... It is correct, though. Correct. Which one is the most overpowered besides me? Alright, I'm the Lord of Elements, technically. So, which one? Yeah. You guys, figure out who is supposed to be nerfed instead of a Lord of Elements, which is technically me, but I'm already getting nerfed really badly. I don't want to play all spell deck. It's dumb. Lord of Elements? You better create the Overlord of Elements or something even cooler. The Supreme Elemental Master or something. And it better be overpowered. 'Cause reasons. Alright. Alright, now I can leave. Let's suss it out, am I right? Nothing's gonna happen, but at least I had a good time. Alright? Congratulations. The fourth video is the magical video when the cycle ends. Kind of. Maybe the new one begins. Or maybe I just have to leave, because I planted my seed. And this is the best you can do sometimes. The ultimate play. I don't know. Anything can happen at this point, I accept the consequences. Alright, bye.